Does it annoy you when you lose because of terrible connections? I will show you 18 tricks how to win games even with lag. Here comes Pippa. Welcome everybody! First, just very quick before we get into the games, the basics outside of the games. Don't use Wi-Fi, it's unreliable. Try to make sure nobody else is using the connection. Also, ensure your device doesn't update or download anything. Just one more misconception I want to clear up, because many people are like, I have 800 gazillions megabits per second, how can I lag? Psych, that's the wrong number. In simple terms, think of it like this. This is us. This is the game server. The connection is a road. What bandwidth, like for example 500 megabits per second, describes is how wide the road is. So the maximum number of cars or data that can travel at the same time. However, what determines lag is latency, which is the time it takes from you to the server and back. It doesn't matter if your road is infinitely wide, if it's bumpy and you can only travel slowly. Technically, the width only matters when the road is busy. Enough. This was my team. This was my opponent's team. Just kidding. This was my team. This was my opponent's team. He was a bit over top 200 player. 3 tips for you in the beginning already. First, if you have kickoff, try to do some passes, some turns, some cancels, just to get a feeling of how bad the delay really is, so you can get used to it and adjust. The second tip is about passing. Generally, you want to press pass earlier to factor in the delay and avoid extra touches. If nobody is near you, you can keep the ball. But if you want to make the game fast and have opponents near, press as early as you can. Number 3 is dragging out defenders. With lag, dribbling doesn't work as well. I still kept the ball a bit longer here because one of the center backs followed me, leaving a lot of space behind, giving me a great chance. This also works well without lag, by the way. Tip number 4, don't dribble unless you're 100% sure it'll work. Lag just makes it too unpredictable. The opponent's AI may just take the ball from you. There are some instances where it's pretty safe to do though. Here for example, I am in control of the ball, so the ball is predictable. No opponent is close enough to immediately interrupt. This means I can for example test cancel because the risk is fairly low and the reward is high. You saw the test cancel worked fine, my opponent just expected me to go there. Unlucky. I'll show some more situations where I can dribble a bit later in the video. Speaking of risk reward, that is actually tip number 5. It's from another game, but it fits. You see, if I get the ball to Makai here, my options will be really limited. But a risky dribble might yield a great reward, so I just went for it. Cut behind and turn, L-stick touch, Roy Makai! Tip number 6 is really crucial, especially when lagging. Don't move too far out. I win the ball here, a little cancel to fool the opponent, and then again quick passes by pressing very early, just as I said before. Now L1 pass to start Van Basten's run. And here's the thing, since my opponent moved his defender quite far out, this player now moves to take the other defender's place. This means that my striker just drew the attention of 2 players, resulting in Snyder having a lot of space. And it's Snyder just outside of the box. Snyder! And now we're leading 1-0. Tip number 7 is pretty simple. Make use of lofted balls and lofted through balls when building up. If the game lags, these passes are a simple tool to get the ball away safely, because nobody can intercept it mid-air. For this, it is smart to use players with decent lofted pass stats. If you look at my defensive and side midfielders, all of them are quite good at it. For lofted through balls specifically, if you have the through passing skill, 82 will actually act like 99. With Gullit, Van Basten and Makai, I use 3 central offensive players that are tall and capable in the air. And that is because of tip number 8. Lofted balls to strikers. They have an additional benefit, which is that they often go uncontested. Van Basten is so much closer to the ball here, the defender cannot contest the header. He's just too far away. Additionally, your striker gets a massive advantage because he lands earlier and can run first. This here is the defender. See how far ahead from the defender Van Basten is now. And even if the headers are contested, if you use players that are decently in the air, you will win enough of them due to the positional advantage. Tip number 9 is actually how you defend against this, so your defender doesn't move out. Here, similar situation, my opponent's player is a lot closer and my defender is far away. Big disadvantage. So what I do is, I super cancel and move him back. Ideally, just where you think your opponent will head the ball to. And now instead of the defender being out of position, I have the ball. Crazy! Let's move on with the actual game and tip number 10, and that's using the sliding tackle. It can help you to block an important pass of the opponent and result in a big momentum shift. You have to use it very carefully though due to the connection. It's slightly earlier than usual. Van Bommel. Hullit, great quick attack. Through ball to right to the best ever, Roy Mackay. Beautiful pass, and it's 2-0. Especially in laggy games, a well-timed sliding tackle can completely turn the tides. So we're leading by 2 now, let's move on. Van Bommel with a great pass to Van Basten. And he shoots! Blocked shot, corner kick. And that's tip number 11. Adjust your corner kick routine. You might know mine from my video back then. If it lags, I try to do it a bit differently. And Snyder with a great corner kick. Van Bommel wins the duel. Van Basten heads it in. We lead by 3 now, wonderful! So the actual difference when it's lagging is after the first header. Because everything is delayed, you have to press shoot as early as possible because the ball only travels very shortly. And on top of that, also don't use much power because your striker can't do a header before the power bar is done, and if it takes too long, the ball is gone. Number 12 is not taking any chances in defense. You never know what the lag is gonna do. Just pass it back to the keeper and shoot it away. I even did a mistake here, and that was not using enough power. I planned to pass the ball to one of these players here. My keeper had other plans. So this is where my players actually were before. Ideally, in situations like these, do a full power stunning lofted pass. If you can't do that because an opponent is too close, full power normal lofted pass. It's a lot safer. Number 13 is the short lofted pass. Van Bommel with a great steal, starting the attack now. Van Basten to the side where Snyder is waiting. Nice touches by him now, gives it back to Van Basten. Great chip, good lead! We lead by 4. The reason why this is so powerful, especially when it's lagging, is the short travel distance of the ball. Your opponent has like no reaction time. Low passes can sometimes backfire in this situation, especially with lag, because you don't know whether the striker will do an additional touch or find the right angle. Tip number 14 is something I'd also recommend without lag. Clearing. My opponent launches an attack. Gattuso to Del Piero. 1-2 with Vieri. Del Piero slips ahead. Great save! Inzaghi, no! Offside. But I made a crucial mistake here. 2 actually. Number 1, I should have pressed earlier. I was too late. And number 2, I should have pressed the shot button to clear and nothing else. The reason is that when clearing, the bar loads instantly. So you can clear faster than with a pass. Number 15 is using a decoy. I'm throwing a decoy. This player up here will be my decoy. I will try to move in a way that suggests I want to through ball to him to keep the defender busy. And at this point, I know that the defender can't catch me anymore, especially with the delay. And had the defender moved to the ball, I would just pass for real. But since he didn't, I went for the goal. Kill it! 5-0 now. Opponent actually quit, so let's move to the second game. We have some more tricks. This was my team using 4 at the back this time and Van Dijk for Gravenberg. This was my opponent's team. So yeah, that's a massive pay-to-win team advantage for me. Passing around a little here. Lofted pass to Hullit. Van Basten to Mackay. Beautiful touch, Mackay! We lead again. We're on a run. Here, unlike in the game before, I actually do clear, which was fine. And yeah, this clip is completely crazy. Watch this. Welcome to Latency Esports. And Mackay scores again. What an incredible player. So hey, don't judge me. Here, I expected the defender to attack me, not cover behind me. Also, Snyder stops his run. Snyder, why? And here is the VAR. I super cancelled early enough. Look, it was just latency esports all over again. The game swallowed my input. Thanks for nothing. Let's get to tip number 16. Super cancelling in aerial duels. I've explained this a couple of times, but when it lags, it's a bit different. What changes specifically is that your action window of opportunity is actually smaller, because you will start moving a little later due to the delay, and you also have to be in the final position earlier because the passing input will also be delayed. This basically just means you can't run as far forward as you normally would. So I just run slightly forward to make sure my header is still on time. Speaking of super cancels, number 17, the super cancel steal. Also something I do when it doesn't lag, but I feel like when it lags it's even stronger because players on the ball are harder to pilot. Look at Makai running in a straight line. Up until here, where I super cancel to take him off the rails and actually move a bit further down, which puts me just in place to take the ball. The reason why this is so good is because the opponent often just doesn't expect it. Let's move on. So before, at tip number 4, I've said that there are some situations where dribbling is absolutely fine. This is actually the same situation as before, except this time my opponent didn't move in. Snyder! We lead by 3. Clip from a different game. Like anytime you feel like you know what's gonna happen and don't rely on any quick moves, you can sort of dribble even with lag. Back to the game. Another example. Again, it's very likely that the defender will just move southwest, so we can just double touch to the right. Even a short freeze won't stop this. Snyder! And we lead by 5. Another attack. Van Bommel to Gullit. Van Basten in a dangerous position and he scores! There's still one tip missing, right? Number 18. Knock on finesse shots. They're very powerful and you can buffer them, meaning it's not that crucial even when lagging. Again, Van Bommel to Snyder. And here you can actually see that I buffer the knock-on, so it's instantly executed once the ball reaches Snyder. Snyder! Yeah, I think that's it. That's it, folks. Let me know if you liked this video. I'd love if you subscribed, liked, or commented. Until then, guys, take it easy. Shaka!